Testing. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد, this is the eighth class in the series of classes covering the book AqedatulWaasitiyyah by the Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala. This is the eighth broadcast. I like to welcome the brothers and sisters who may be following along, wheresoever they may be. And I like to welcome the brothers and sisters in Atlantic City and the Atlantic County area in particular. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to give us success and make us sincere, rectify our affairs, to help us and aid us. To help us and aid us. To help us and aid us in covering this information in this book, as well as benefiting from it and acting upon it. So, without further ado, we begin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We are in the beginning, still in the introductory section of the book AqedatulWaasitiyyah, where the Shaykh Hafidhullah Rahimahullah, and this is the explanation of Shaykh Saleh ibn Muhammad, Saleh ibn Abdul Aziz ibn Muhammad ibn Ibrahim al-Shaykh Hafidhullah Ta'ala. And this is the we're still in the introductory section, and we were in the last class we talked about some principles related to the names and attributes, or specifically some principles related to the names, principles related to understanding Allah Ta'ala's names. And the last one we talked about was, I believe, the fact that Allah Ta'ala's names are not limited. The fact that Allah Ta'ala's names are not limited. Refer to the you can read for a review. You can look in the PDF that was sent by way of WhatsApp Messenger, or somebody who is part of someone who was sent the PDF. Ask them to send it to you, or check the description of this. The description of this broadcast, inshallah, later on, I guess, and inshallah you'll be able to find it. With that said, we're going to continue the ninth principle, and in the PDF, the English, it's number 1.6, the types of deviation. The types of deviation in Allah Ta'ala's names and attributes. Allah Ta'ala mentions in the Quran, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا وَذَرُوا الَّذِينَ يُلْحِدُونَ فِي أَسْمَائِهِ. The translation of the meaning is, and to Allah belong the most beautiful names, so call on Him using them, and abandon those that commit ilhad regarding His names and attributes. Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, Al-ilhadu fi asma'illahi ta'ala huwa al-mailu biha amma yajibu fiha. Al-ilhad concerning Allah Ta'ala's names Azza wa Jalla means to stray away from the obligatory manner of believing in these names. وَهُوَ أَنْوَاعٌ. Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, he says there are different types. The first type, barakallahu fikum, Ibn Uthaymeen, he says the first type of ilhad is أن ينكر شيئا منها أو مما دلت عليه مما دلت عليه الصفات والأحكام، كما فعل أهل التعطيل من الجهمية وغيرهم، وإنما كان ذلك إلحادا لوجوب الإيمان بها وبما دلت عليه من الأحكام والصفات اللائقة بالله، فإنكار شيء من ذلك ميل به عما يجب فيها. طيب. The first type of ilhad, Ibn Uthaymeen, he says it means to reject some of the names or some of the related attributes or resulting rulings. Once again, it means to reject some of the names or some of the attributes or some of the resulting rulings, because we remember we said that Allah Ta'ala's names are both proper nouns. They refer to Allah Azza wa Jalla, and they are also attributes. They also have meanings. They are characteristics, descriptions for Allah Ta'ala. So a denial of some of the names, some of the names, or denying some of the related attributes or resulting rulings. The translator, he mentions an example of, Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen says an example of people who do this. Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen, Shaykh Muhammad ibn Salih Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, he says an example of people who do this are the people of ta'til, the people who reject Allah Ta'ala's names and or attributes, or some of them, right? Individuals who are Jahmiyyah, including but not limited to the Jahmiyyah, a group of Ahlul Bid'ah called Al-Jahmiyyah. And if you remember in previous classes, we talked about this group briefly. The Jahmiyyah is an ascription to one named Jahm ibn Safwan. Jahm ibn Safwan, who was a student of who? Ja'ad ibn Darham. They denied Allah Ta'ala's names and attributes. Type. And other people, including the Mu'attila, the Ahl Ta'til. The Mu'attila, the people of Ta'til, the people who deny Allah Ta'ala's names and attributes, are the ones who say that Allah does not have certain names, or he has a name, but it doesn't have a meaning. This is from the translator, I believe. Right? They say Allah Ta'ala has a name, or he has a name, but it doesn't have a meaning. They deny the names, or they affirm the name and deny the meaning. For example, they say Allah is a Sami'. We know one of Allah Ta'ala's names is a Sami'. They say Allah is a Sami', but he does not have hearing. That's an example of denying the meaning. Or when Allah Ta'ala mentions that he has a hand, they say Allah Ta'ala does not have a hand. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. And to Allah Ta'ala belongs the most beautiful names. Call on him by these names. وَذَرُوا الَّذِينَ يُلْحِدُونَ فِي أَسْمَائِهِ. And abandon those who commit ilhad regarding Allah Ta'ala's names and attributes. It shows that Allah Ta'ala has names. Allah Ta'ala has attributes. Allah Ta'ala says, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. Surah Al-Mulk. Blessed is he, the one who the creation is in his hand. The dominion, the ownership is in his hand. He is able to do all things. The people who some of the deniers, they say that the yad here means something else. Say it means something else because this, that, and the third. And they bring some philosophy. They bring some qiyas, some academic comparisons and so on and so forth. While they say out one side of their face, there's no qiyas in asma wa sifat. However, they themselves are guilty of qiyas. And then they deny the name of the attribute. Right? That's one category of people who commit ilhad. The second category is, the Sheikh says, أن يجعلها دالة على صفة تشابه صفات المخلوقين كما فعل أهل التشبيه وذلك لأن التشبيه معنى باطل لا يمكن أن تدل عليه النصوص بل هي دالة على بطلانه فجعلها دالة على ميل فجعلها دالة عليه ميل بها عما يجب فيها. The translator says, Barakallah Feek, the second type of ilhad is to view these names of Allah, to believe that, or to have the belief that the names of Allah establish attributes similar to the attributes of the creation. To believe that this is the case. Right? The Sheikh, he says, because tashbih, likening Allah Ta'ala to his creation, is a meaning that in itself is false. And it's impossible that the text of the Quran would point to tashbih. It's impossible. He said, rather the text show that likening Allah Ta'ala to his creation is falsehood. So making these texts a comparison, believing that this meaning that Allah Ta'ala mentioned about himself this meaning is a comparison to the creation is batil, the Sheikh, he says. And it is a deviation from what is obligatory concerning Allah Ta'ala's names and attributes. And this is something that is done by Ahlul Tashbih, the Mushabbiha. And the Mushabbiha, those that they say that, for example, Allah does have a hand, but it is similar to the hand of the creation. SubhanAllah, Allah Ta'ala is far above imperfection. They say that Allah has a shape like the shape of the human being. Or that they say Allah Ta'ala has a face like the face of the human being. Or they say Allah descends like the human, or ascends and descends like human beings. This is tashbih. This meaning is falsehood. This tashbih, this belief is falsehood. AhlSunnah wal Jama'ah, they say, yes, Allah has hands that are unique to him. Laysa kamithlihi shay. There's nothing whatsoever like Allah. They say Allah has a face. AhlSunnah wal Jama'ah, they say, yes, Allah has a face, but that face is unique to him. Just as the hands of Allah Ta'ala's hands are unique to him. They're unique and appropriate for Allah Ta'ala's majesty. They are not similar to the hands of the creation, and his face is not similar to the face of the creation. Just like AhlSunnah says, Allah Ta'ala has a self, a that, and Allah Ta'ala's that is unique to him. It's not like the that of the creation. The creation has a that as well, but everybody can say that the that of Allah is unique to him, and the that of the creation is unique to him, to them, and that Allah Ta'ala's that is not like the that of the creation. Likewise, the hands, the face, and so on, the ascension, the descension. The third characteristic of the third type of al-ilhad, and يسمى الله تعالى بما لم يسمى به نفسه كتسمية النصارى له الأب. The third type of category is to attribute a name to Allah Ta'ala that Allah Ta'ala did not name himself with. To give Allah a name, to ascribe a name to Allah that Allah Ta'ala did not give himself. Like the Christians, they call Allah Ta'ala Al-Ab, the Father. The Christians refer to Allah Ta'ala as the Father. And like the Christians, the Falasifa, they call Allah Ta'ala Al-Illatul Fa'ila. They make up these names. Al-Muhim, they make up these names. The Shaykh, he says, وَذَلِكَ لِأَنَّ أَسْمَاءَ اللَّهِ تَوْقِيفِيَّةٌ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. Allah Ta'ala's names are tawqifiyah, meaning that in order to affirm a name, you need a proof from the Quran and the Sunnah. You need a proof from the Quran and the authentic Sunnah. Otherwise, you can't affirm the name. You can't affirm a name. فتسمية الله تعالى بما لم يسمى به نفسه بما لم يسمى به نفسه ميل. And naming Allah Ta'ala with a name that he has not named himself is deviation from what is obligatory. Just as these names, كما أن هذه الأسماء التي سموه بها نفسها كما سموا بها نفسها باطلة ينزه الله تعالى أما عنها. Just like these names that these people make up, they're batil. The fourth type of deviation in Allah Ta'ala's names and attributes, the Shaykh, he says, أن يشتق أو أن يشتق من أسمائه أسماء للأصنام كما فعل المشركون في اشتقاق العزة من العزيز واشتقاق اللات من الإله، وعلى أحد القولين سموا بها أصنامهم. وذلك لأن أسماء الله تعالى مختص به بقوله لله الأسماء الحسنى فادعوه بها، ولقوله تعالى الله لا إله إلا هو له الأسماء الحسنى، وقوله له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. The fourth type is to name idols, using, or to take Allah Ta'ala's names and name idols using derivatives, for lack of a better word, of Allah Ta'ala's names. You take a name of Allah, you change it a little bit, and you call a statue by that name. An example of this is like Al-Uzza. Al-Uzza, I believe it's mentioned in Surah Al-Najm, right? أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ اللَّاتَ وَالْعُزَّى وَمَنَاةَ الثَّالِثَةَ الْأُخْرَى. And the Shaykh, he mentions Al-Uzza from Al-Aziz. They took the name Al-Uzza from Al-Aziz. And they took the name Al-Lat min Al-Ilah, right? And likewise, the scholars, they say, Wa Manat, they took from Al-Mannan. right? That's because Allah Ta'ala mentions, and to Allah Ta'ala belong the most beautiful names. These names, they are for Allah alone, and for Him are the most beautiful names, right? So this is a type of ilhad. You take a name of Allah and you change it and you call a statue after this name. Allahu Akbar. The Shaykh, he says, فَكَمَا اخْتَصَّ بِالْعِبَادَةِ وَالْأُلُوهِيَّةِ الْحَقِّ وبأنه يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض فهو مختص بالأسماء الحسنى. Just as Allah Ta'ala is the only one that deserves, Allah Ta'ala is uniquely deserving of true worship, and He alone has the unique characteristics of deserving worship. And just as Allah Ta'ala is praised and mentioned to be far above imperfections in the heavens and the earth, likewise Allah Ta'ala is unique in His names, His beautiful names. So naming other than Allah with names that are unique for Allah is like this, in this sort of way. In this way, naming idols or other than Allah, specifically, naming idols and deities with these names in this way is a type of deviation, because it is straying away from what is obligatory in these names. And all types of ilhad are obligatory. 1 second, please. 1 second. Naam. So naming other than Allah, naming idols by Allah's names, or naming idols by taking names of Allah, switching them around a little bit and naming idols, that's a type of deviation. All types of ilhad are haram. All types of ilhad are haram. That's why Allah Ta'ala mentions وَذَرُوا الَّذِينَ يُلْحِدُونَ فِي أَسْمَائِهِ سَيُجْزَوْنَ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. Right? In the whole ayah, Allah Ta'ala says, and abandon those that commit ilhad in Allah Ta'ala's names. They shall be recompensed for what they've done. And different types of ilhad have different types of different rulings. Some types of ilhad are shirk. Some types of ilhad are kufr, according to what these types of ilhad necessitate, and the legislative proofs. That's the end of the principles about the names. The principles concerning Allah Ta'ala's attributes, barakallah fikum. The principles concerning Allah Ta'ala's attributes. The Shaykh, he says, AqedatulWaasitiyyah, Sifatullahi Ta'ala